So what's up guys, and welcome to another video here on Abster TCG, and today we are doing the classic tier list video, and I brought my tier list friend known as George Skeparnides Ethan Barons Euro VG.
Nosjuro.
Nosjuro, exactly. How are you doing?
Hello guys. I'm doing good.
Nice, nice.
This set seems interesting. So it brings a fresh air to the game, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm really excited because I'm tired of OP13. I've just been playing OP14, and I think I might like above 500 games with one of the new leaders that I think is best deck in format. With some proof.
I have not played much yet, but I know that for like the January time, there's a lot of decks to try, which is nice and fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We don't really have that many tournaments in EU if we don't get onlines back, but I doubt we will when they cut them down in
in the US.
Yeah, in the US. So we have to wait, but I guess this format is fun to play. Like play the Shinoi's Cups that Skepas is a host on. Play like locals. Maybe there's gonna be some store championships. I don't know, but I'm really just enjoying the game right now. And
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if the format in OP15, when we are getting new tournaments, that it's gonna look like not maybe the exact same but similar. Like some of the decks are going to be playable still.
Yeah, I think the power level went up by a lot, and I'm curious to see how much they will be able to continue raising it, as long as like it doesn't just stay stagnant. It's possible that OP15 won't be good enough to overtake these leaders now, right?
Yeah,
but we were saying the same about OP13. To be honest, people were saying no way a leader will come out and beat Emu and Ace, right?
yeah,
So
that's true.
we will not.
Yeah, that's why I hope like they use the ban list the right way to like get rid of a lot of these strong cards so they can do new things and not having to up them too much to flush out the things that people are tired of. And that's like the evolution of card games. Like sometimes your leader is going to be good, and then sometimes it gets bad just because other cards gets better or something gets banned. So that's just the natural evolution.
As long as not one leader is the best the whole time, I think it's fine, right?
Yeah, I agree. We're getting another Whitebeard here in the Paramount War. I heard OP16 is Paramount War. So maybe we get like 7k leaders, 7 life. Draw one.
Well, we have that. We have that
right.
almost.
Right. In the Roger, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for the tier list here, we put it in 4 categories, like best decks. These are the decks that are like expected to be best in the format. We put almost best deck in format, like that's the tier people call tier 2, that are like contender decks, and wouldn't be surprising if someone of them lands in best decks. Then we have can top, which are the outliers that you will see top now and then. And then we have the locals here, and that's like the more locals decks that are strong, but in context to what other decks can do, they might not be up in that power level. So do you have anything you want to add?
No, I think it's good. I think the good thing that this format has, this OP14 plus EB04, is that there is a lot of decks that are playable. Like unlike OP13, similarly there are still the best decks, but your best deck is probably good enough. Your favorite deck is probably good enough to win a local now, while before it was not.
Yeah.
Because if you show up with your nice carrot deck, you know, or whatever that is, you would just lose to Emu, right?
Yeah.
So, but now you have way more chance because all the support made everything better. So, yeah, that's
It's noticeable to add that we are getting the half of EB04 in green, blue, and purple in this set. So we are getting some new cards, and some of the cards actually look really strong. So they might make a difference to the format. So that is why like we want to do this video to like talk a little bit about what maybe can be good and what maybe the East has missed, in our opinion. Then, and also like if your deck is in a position that we don't agree with, just rage at us in the comment down below. Make sure to roast us good if we
that's okay.
do wrong.
That's okay, you know. We don't have to agree all the time. But just
exactly.
know you are wrong and we're right.
Yeah, exactly. Or I'm right. Skeppas might be wrong sometimes.
Sure,
Like up there,
sure.
I can point to you. I'm
Yes.
pointing to you up
Yeah.
there. So let's begin here with the GOAT, the one and only RG Law. And you have some experience with the deck this format now, right?
I played just one cup and like 2 games, so not that much. But honestly, I think the deck is good. I think it can definitely top. The one issue I'll give you right now is that the Mihawk matchup is, for now, impossible.
Yeah.
Like, I've played against the deck twice, and both times it felt like I had 0% chance to win. Now, there is a lot of window for, like, deck lists for Red Green Law is very hard. Like, you want to play 60 cards, and you can't, right? So there are cards like Round Table, there are cards like, I don't know, like More Reduction and Vista that you can play that will make the matchup a bit better. But the nature of a five life leader with 6k 5 life leader with all these like defense, and the fact that all the cards tap your stuff and kill it makes it very hard for me to see a way where this deck beats Mihawk. So that's why I can't put it higher, because if one of the best decks in the format just always beats you, then you're not in an amazing spot, right? So, but the deck is very powerful. The Luffy Searcher is really good. The X Drake made the Emo matchup really good now, the Supernova protection. But yeah, the Mihawk matchup is really, really tough.
Yeah.
So
So I think if you have like a good bracket, like you queue into like matchups where you can play into, you could probably go all the way with it.
yeah,
But like I think Mihawk will be kind of popular because it's a really straightforward deck. It's a popular character, and so yeah, I think there will be some out there. And I've grind a lot of ranked, and there's a shit ton of Mihawks on ladder, actually.
yeah. It's like very popular deck. That's the issue, right?
Yeah. And then for the next day, we have one of the new leaders in Purple Doflamingo from OP14. And my initial take is I want to put it in almost BDIF, like as a tier 2 deck.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
it's good. I think
yeah,
that people thought the deck is better than it is. I think it's one of those decks which is probably better at the beginning of the format, when people don't know how to play around the leader effect and the cards, and it gets worse when people are familiar and they like learn how to. I think we're gonna get to a deck later as well that's similar, but I think the deck is good, but it's not amazing.
yeah.
So yeah,
I definitely agree. And a different we get in the east compared to the or the west compared to the east is that we are getting the La Rosinante blocker, which is a Doflamingo card. And that card is really strong, like draw one, ramp one, and being a 6/8 blocker. So maybe that will like change a little bit how the deck will play. It was obviously designed for Rosinante, but it also will work in Doffy. So we will see how it evolves. But I haven't played that much Doffy, so I don't really know exactly how the lists are looking and kind
yeah.
of what you can
The
cut.
problem with
And
the problem with Rosie, right? It only ramps when you are minus don, like when you're lower don than your opponent. So it doesn't work in like because how this Doffy deck wants to play, right? Is they want to ramp, and then after they ramped and played the big thing, then they de-ramp.
yeah,
So like the Rosie is not that good on curve, but the card is unbelievable, right? Like just
yeah.
the just the 6/8 blocker is already good enough. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
yeah,
think things you could do later on is just like the turns you want to play Sugar, you could just play La Rosie and play the Sugar, and you get to draw one because both are 10. And then you
yeah,
have
yeah.
like a big blocker and the Sugar, because I feel like all the cards you play together with Sugar are like the 5 cost Rosie, the Virgo, and they are good, but they are like not as impactful as, I guess, Rosies, but not the Virgo, as like a La Rosie Sugar play could be. Or Baby
I think
Fight, even.
a lot of decks just do bigger things, right? Like Mihawk, the moment you like they set up the board that you can't pop, it's very hard, right? Like once they build that board that freezes everything and taps everything, it's really hard to get through. Like Boa is too fast. But the deck is good. The deck is good. I think I would not be surprised if I would see the deck win a tournament, like first place.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. And from the angle I've been playing a lot of BY Moria, and it's a really easy matchup for Moria because you just go wide and swing a lot, and the leader ability of Doffy doesn't get as much value as it gets into other things where you can like like a lot of swings is obviously bad for the leader, but some taller swings are good for it because then you can just redirect one each turn to get value. In general. So for the next leader here, we have Kaido, the purple Kaido, making a comeback all the way from the beginning of the game, getting some actually incredible cards as supports in EB04, with the new queen that is essentially a Onigashima with legs.
That draws too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you also get the king that is broken, like you ramp 2 a turn, and you also get a Kaido that can rest 2 and then swing. But initially I want to put it in locals here because I have been playing a little bit against the deck in DevSim, and I wasn't super impressed about like what I saw when it was played, because it's kind of linear. You want to find your things, you want to burn alive, then swing. But like the 10-drop Kaido, which is obviously a really powerful card, doesn't get as much impact as it should get, because like a lot of these leaders like Emu, like Moria, like Boa, like I was gonna say PY Rosie, but that's not a deck until EB. So a lot of these decks actually don't really care about the 10-drop as much as some other decks do. So I think you have like a really polarized matchup spread, and I don't think 3 new cards alone can push this deck. But definitely you're probably going to be good do good in locals, and I wouldn't be surprised if the deck gets a top. So maybe it can be in Kanto.
I don't know. I didn't play the deck. I didn't play against it either. The cards look good, but it does look like the typical purple 5-life leader with no impactful effect until the late game. So I will just by default assume it's not as good as people think it is.
Yeah, I agree. But I think when I talk about it, maybe they will snuck in a top somewhere with like, because they're strong cards, and on a good day it probably could do. So the next one we have Zoro Sanji, and I think you are the most qualified to rank this deck in general.
I think Zoro Sanji is in a weird spot now because I feel like in the previous format it was like in the top area. Like you could definitely do good. Like I would say like it was almost very good. You know, like if the ace matchup was a bit better, Zoro Sanji would be insanely good. I think the problem now is it hurts from the exact same way that I said about Red Green Law, that the Mihawk matchup is really hard.
Yeah.
Because you are a slash leader, but you also lose to ace. So I don't know. I think I would put the local hero, to be honest. It feels pretty bad because like the deck has a lot of potential, you know. Like the whole bouncing and everything is very cool, and you know blue is generally a much better color than red. Like having access to pudding and like red rocks and whatever you want to add in the deck. I would either put it at local hero or Kanto, but the deck is mediocre.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And Mihawk like being good into slash leader is such a like, I think it's a bad design because you like randomly have like become broken into like a certain attribute of a leader. I guess it's cool lore wise, but I think it should be like if you swing on a slash character you get plus 1000 or something, like something funny instead of something game breaking, because like almost all the matchups in the format for Mihawk is not slash, right? With Emu Ace, Boa, Doffy, Moria, like all of these decks don't have slash, and the deck is functioning in that way, so you didn't need to give it this effect, I think.
Yeah, just made it basically destroy all the random slash leaders, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of that design with it, and especially if the deck is good, because then all slash leaders automatically become like almost irrelevant, I think, because the leader gets so big. So I think maybe this, like the Red Zoro, also goes into that category as local hero.
I think Zoro is better than Sanji though, for sure.
Yeah.
I saw some people playing it online. I saw it was doing good in some of the cups as well. It just these very wide 5-life leader decks can't do good, but I'm not really sure. Like, it doesn't get any real support. It's just a typical animal build. So yeah, I think it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, definitely still like a strong cool leader, but I guess the power of the swarm cards needs to go up to be on par with a lot of the other things. Because
Yeah.
if swarm cards are like really good, then this deck obviously is good because you just auto buff your board and swing a lot. But also it has the slash problem playing into Mihawk.
Yeah.
I would say. So then we have the Blue Doflamingo. I think this one also probably is in locals hero. It didn't do super much in OP13, which it supposedly could do some cool builds with like playing multiple perfume fumers, tempo the board, etc. And it gets no new cards in the new set, and I would imagine it struggles a little bit against new leaders. So I think it should be locals hero, in my opinion.
I think a lot of these decks that we're gonna see, a lot of these leaders that we're gonna see, they're all gonna be like locals. I think the most heroes that are most leaders that are in like can top are the ones that got like a substantial amount of support in the next, like in both of the sets, that made them viable, right?
Yeah.
Because something has to drag you up to being playable. Yeah, so that's why Kuro is here, for example, right? Like
Yeah.
Kuro before was he would not even be in this discussion, right? The deck is still probably the worst deck from the ones we're going to talk today, but it gains a super broken card, the 8 cost, I think 7 cost or 8 cost, that just plays a card for free.
I think it's a 6 cost even, or 7, now maybe 7-8, and play.
It's like
Yeah,
a 7-8 that plays a 6 or a 7 or something.
yeah, you can play Don Krieg with it.
Yeah, so it's super good, right? Like if you go first or 7, you play this, you play an 8k and a 7k, and then you pop the rest of the thing. It's like, it's super good, right? But it's so niche, and it's only good against very specific things. Like, imagine playing against Boa. What are you gonna pop? Pop 2 things and take a life? Like, it's weird. That's why it's there and it's not higher on the list.
Yeah, I mean the leader effect definitely is cool. So if this deck would have like power level support to the deck like as the other decks, I could imagine this deck actually being really good, because tapping cards are so good this format, especially when like Marker Blocker, Workeries are running around.
But imagine what that leader effect would look like if this leader was printed now.
Yeah.
It would be way cheaper.
Yeah.
It would be like no cost, rest the thing on top or something, you know?
Yeah, something like that probably.
That's the biggest issue that these old leaders have, is that they're 5 life, which makes them mostly playable because they can play offensive, but they're outdated, right? Like their leader effects are a bit lacking compared to the new like multi-text leader effects.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think like we could go a little bit faster through all of these.
Yeah.
Like I think this one also goes in local zero, even though it gets a lot of support. I haven't seen anything about this deck with the new cards, and a lot of them are like on KO things, except the later game drops.
The event at +2s and then +2 for a turn as well.
Oh, that's a strong card.
That's really good for this deck, but I honestly have a hard time seeing this deck being that good, because like the on KO things that Purple Doffy gets, they don't really work with this leader.
Yeah.
If you had something like Okama Way or something, maybe, you know, but we don't have anything like that.
Yeah. I also think the problem for this leader is that it wants to go late game and do these 10-drop things, but Ace and Emu just have like incredibly broken late game, so you dropping Tenko's Doffy is not gonna do anything.
They have better late game, and they are more tanky.
Yeah.
Right, so they're better at late game, and they're better against the aggro decks too. So yeah,
I agree, and I think we can put Betty here too.
I think Betty is like the typical. I think Betty will never be a deck again.
Yeah,
like a good deck again, because of how polarizing the two curves are. Like, no matter how good the deck is, it will always be a good second curve deck.
Yeah.
So you're just going to tournament and hoping you win all the dice rolls, which I would just put it into. It can't top for sure, but Like I bet like Mihawk, even if you go second, you probably lose to Mihawk anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. Like I think it's just not good
Yeah.
anymore.
I think
Yeah.
Betty becomes a good deck, or like best deck, if it's in a specific scenario when it just turbo beats all the best decks.
Yeah.
But in formats where it doesn't do that, then it just, because it's like you have to win in like 4 turns or something. Like the game
The
is
slower the
designed to be really
format
fast.
is, right? The
Yeah,
slower the format is, the better Bello gets.
yeah.
Yeah, because these 5 life leaders destroy like the Red Zoros, the Mihawks,
Mm-hmm.
like they've had a very good time, and
Mm-hmm.
even like Ace, like in theory should be great, right? But if they start becoming 8K leader, you're cooked. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm just gonna do this because I feel like these also are like locals hero.
yeah.
Maybe Purple Luffy is
I
like on
want
the
to say
higher end.
one thing about the purple Luffy. I think the thing we did that we were saying, because every set we do this tier list,
Mm-hmm.
right? And every time we say purple Luffy will be a deck that it will never be bad,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like the last 2 sets power crept so much
Mm-hmm.
that proved me super wrong.
Yeah.
Because I would think that a leader that takes a life, so gets a resource,
Mm-hmm.
and ramps consistently every turn, every game, does the exact same thing, cannot be bad.
Mm-hmm.
But they just completely scrapped the purple Straw Hat support. So we haven't seen a purple Straw Hat card, even though like they had a lot in like a few sets. And the deck is just now stagnant. I think actually it's a local deck now.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah.
agree. And then we have Reiju. I think it's here too. We're gonna get one angry comment by this.
Yes.
And then we have Perona. I think Perona also goes into local zero.
I
He
think Perona
gets.
is a deck very people are very excited about, to be honest, because of the like Thriller Bark support and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it has the same issue as other decks, which there are other Thriller Bark decks that are just better.
Yeah.
Like, why would you play Perona and not play BY Moria,
Mm-hmm.
for example, right? If you want to play the Thriller Bark package, like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's about it.
I agree with that part. And then we have Crocodile. I think this one, actually, I would put it here, but after it won a Shinoi's Cup in OP14, it has to be like in the Cantop category, right?
You know what I think? The fact that you have access to the best card in the game,
Mm-hmm.
like, it changes a lot, I think, about the deck. And I'm talking about Okama Way, by the way. Because like that event is probably the best event in the game, I would say. People think Giant is broken, but Okama Way I think is better than Giant actually. But it lets you, like, the fact that you have like the yellow purple cards are really good. Like they have very good cards now. And I think this leader is one of those leaders that can be very like explored very well.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could even play this with the Thriller Bark package.
Mm-hmm.
Because cards like Okama Way, you can redirect it to the Hawk pack and get the thing back, or like you can redirect it to Perona and freeze something. There is things you can do, right? Like there is a lot of different combinations you can play in this leader.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's one of those leaders that are very underexplored. Like
Yeah.
if I would think a deck could break the game, like this is one of those decks where I would not be surprised if somebody finds a combination of cards that makes it really, really good, right?
Yeah. I
Like
agree.
the signature card, like the 8 cost Croc is also really good, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
the 8/9 that heals and every turn draws you a card, like cycles a
Mm-hmm.
card. That card is really good as well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And you also have access to 9 cost Boa, which is also an insanely good card because it's a
yeah. I
warlord
think
leader.
I think that's the biggest like addition to the deck, right? Is
Mm-hmm.
like you now have a big mom that also lets you leave a Dawn open. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, I think in theory, maybe it's bad, but in EB03, you could play like 1 or 2 of the Robin, because once you get your opponent to 0, you just play the Robin and then look at them. So if they're a deck that can't heal, then you just insta win. Because you can come away it if they swing like above 8. But maybe that's bad, but it's a cool interaction at least.
Yeah.
Um, But maybe Emu has swing 7s. Yeah, no, never mind. Maybe it's worse. But yeah, I think this deck is a sleeper pick for the format.
Mm-hmm.
And then next we have Sakazuki, and I actually also want to put it in Cantop. We've seen it do quite well in mostly flagships in Asia now, because getting the new Jinbe card, the 8-cost Jinbe, is incredibly strong for the deck, because you can essentially bounce whatever you want. If you have like Marineford and Leader, you can bounce up to a 9-cost, and if you have like a Brook or a Kuzan, you can bounce anything with like everything combined. And it also gets to draw, and then you use your leader ability and the card gets a rush, which is like incredibly strong for Saka. And I think that what the deck has been missing is like a bigger late game thing that really works with the deck, like the 8-cost Moria. The only sad part for OP14 is that we don't get the 6-cost blocker that bot decks are 4-cost until EB. So I think this deck might be local 0 until we get that. But I think the deck definitely has some things going for it.
I think that deck will depend on what the format evolves into. I think if we go back to more Ace Emu shenanigans, I think the deck will not be that good. I will be very surprised if Saga can beat Emu.
No, you
Like
can't.
I would say, like impossible. Like
Yeah, I think you.
so
Yeah.
it depends on how popular the deck is, and I will not be surprised if the Mihawk matchup is okay. But also not be surprised if Mihawk would shit on the deck, like would destroy Saka, right? Like, so it's hard to say because they do tap your thing every turn, right? And they do freeze your Kuzan, so you do need to find other ways to reduce. And that's the biggest issue that Saka has right now. I feel like is that because they banned all the reduction spells, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is you're really dependent on your reduction from like hand or board.
Mm-hmm.
And if one of them gets like negated, then you're playing this weird game where you have to have reduction every time in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I agree, but I've been testing the deck quite a bit now, and I would say Emu is auto loss. I think you can beat Ace. I think Ace is fine because you have a lot of ways to bot deck the Marco. So if you can use like answer their things when they are building up their board, then you have like a lot of ways now to deal with the 10 cost. So they can kind of win the tempo battle in that way, and then you could also play pudding to pudding their hand and things like that. But I think in general you do kind of well into Boa, into Mihawk, and into Doffy because you bot deck the stuff that wants to get KO'd. Boa can be harsh if you like lose the casino, but I think the deck actually has some things going for it, but it will not be a almost best deck in format or best deck until Emu gets obliterated by Bandai, please.
True.
Yeah. So we have one of the legendary Brother U's here.
That's true. I think you have to put it on the can top.
Yeah.
But I actually think it's on the worst of the three. Like I'm not sure what deck this Bonnie beats now.
Yeah.
Like maybe purple Doffy, but I would maybe think so not either. Like I would not be surprised if the deck goes white too fast for Bonnie to. I feel like for you to win, you have to go back to the 8-cost kid direction.
Mm-hmm.
Because the 9-cost Zoro is unplayable now, right? Because Mihawk freezes a 9-cost, and Doffy also the 10-cost.
Mm-hmm.
So like most decks have an answer to 9-cost Zoro now for multiple turns in a row. So yeah, I don't know. Like Emu going down is good for you, but I don't know how it does against the new good decks, you know.
Yeah, I think me and Skepas are the last persons to ask about Bonnie, what it does good and bad into, because I have like 0 games with this deck, and
Yeah, that's true.
I'm a Bonnie hater since OP07 I liked it because I played Blue Doffy, and then you play like 4 Grab Blades, 3 Red Rocks. It was like a fine matchup, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of the deck overall, so I want to see it gone from this list.
I just keep it there and we can move on, right?
Yeah. And then we have
This one is interesting. I think that's a local warrior deck. I think people got super excited when they saw the Kiku. No, is it Kiku or Kiku?
yeah, it's a Kiku Ninja. I know.
One of the two.
Yeah, something like that.
It's a 7-cost 8k that untaps your leader basically on play. It's not on play, but it's
Active
active
main
main
on play. Yeah,
turn you play. So it basically it's on play that plays around the teach leader effect.
exactly.
And the card is really good. Like that
Mhm.
card is really good, and it will improve the deck. But I'm not sure how good two 8Ks are from the leader like that. And like this deck used to want to like prolong the game.
Mhm.
Sorry, so it used to end the game like very early or
Mhm.
play the tower version,
Yeah.
right? And I feel like I'm having a hard time seeing how would this deck play slow now. Because I
Mhm.
feel like the Okiku is better if you play slow.
Mhm.
Because like it doesn't help you that much if you're killing them. Because if they're at 0 lives, right? Then going 2 times 8 is useless. It's like it
Mhm.
doesn't matter. It's good when they are at 4 lives. And now you go, I don't know, 7-7 twice. And if they take both, they die, they go to 0,
Mhm.
right? So I think if the deck will be good, it will be like a slow version, like a tower defense, like a attack 5 every turn, make them counter it because they're scared to take 2 lives. So poke their cards while starving them. And if they take at any moment any of your 5s, then you push.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you just starve them, you know?
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's again, it's a 4 life leader. Uh, yeah, it's probably good for locals. I think you can win in locals, but I think that's about it.
Mhm. I agree. And looking at the next leader here in the list, up on the shopping block, we have the GOAT himself, BY Moria. And I'm gonna veto this pick here. I'm going to go out in a limb. You can roast me, whatever you want. Make fun of me on Twitter, Discord, YouTube, whatever. I'm gonna put Moria in one of the best decks of the format.
Eto,
Eto!
eto.
And the reason why is because I've been playing this deck a shit ton. I told you I played it 500 games. I've been consistently in top Eastern ladder, playing against a lot of good players, and the matchup spread is actually really good for the deck. Once you like start to understand how to play it, because it is kind of weird in the way you play it compared to other decks, like how you want to build up the early game, how you want to play, do this, do that, and like matchup like Boa is really weird to play against because you don't have a set game plan, because you have to react to what triggers happen from Boa and what you get and what you can play, etc. So I think this deck is severely underrated, and I'm going to put it in at least being a top 5 deck in the format.
Yeah, sure. I don't have experience with the deck. I didn't play that much. I did see it on stream a few times, and it did lose. But I feel like there were like better lines people could have taken in the games that I watched, which because they were so early in the game, it's impossible to know how the game would go if they went for the proper approach. I feel one of the biggest issues I see with the deck is that your best card is searchable by just your Lilith, right? Which is the 9-cost Boa. And I feel like in some matchups, if you see Boa, you ruin them, and if you don't see it, then it's a completely different game. But then again, this is me talking with very limited amount of information, so take this with a grain of salt. I think the deck is good. I would not be surprised if it's almost BDIF. That's my opinion. Uh, I don't think it's one of the best decks in the format, but I'm very open to it being one of the best decks in the format. I would not be surprised. Like the leader effect is very powerful, right? And the cards are very strong. Like the 8-cost is very strong, the 9-cost boy is very strong, and the whole deck spawning 4 costs has to be good, right? Like, yeah. So.
Yeah, I think so. My take, my conspiracy theory, my, how do you say it, the thing is, I think people just play Boa instead of Moria because they want to play Boa. I think that's like one of the biggest things with it, because it's Boa. Because
Yeah,
when I play the deck is incredibly strong, And to the point of the 9 cost, which you said, I think the 9 cost is really good and important to see sometimes. But you can, for example, with the Hogback, play the Lilith from Trash to dig even further to find it
Yeah.
if you need to. So, and I won a like shit ton of games without the Boa too. So, like, and obviously maybe I'm like full of copium here, and it's a little bit of a hyperbole. I think realistically it's gonna be on top of here or in best decks. I
Yep.
believe it's in the best decks
Yeah.
because like I played it a lot, and I talked to some other people who played it also that are really good, and they say this deck is legit. So I wouldn't be surprised if when the popularity gets out of this leader, that is going to take a spot in the
Yep.
top. At least I think it's better than all the other OP14 leaders. Maybe Boa you could argue about, because Boa seems to have like beat Ace kind of comfortably. But I think Moria beats Ace, and like statistically when I played it, I have positive win rate against Ace. And also Emu I think is even. I'm like at 50% almost with a lot of the lists I've tried. Some lists have higher win rates, and once I figured out the matchups more. So this is my cope take. You can roast me, whatever, I don't care. It's best deck in my heart and in my head.
That's fine. Let's move
Yeah.
on to some better decks now.
No. Okay,
Nah,
better
nah, I'm
decks.
joking. I'm
We don't
joking.
have
I'm
we don't
joking.
have any here, so I
So
guess the video's over.
Jimbe, I think is probably almost BDIF. It's one of the decks I want to try the most because it fits my playstyle very well. I didn't play any games with it actually, not a single game with it yet. But just seeing it play and seeing people play with it, like I feel like there's so many decisions you have, like when to pitch, what to play, like what are your flex slots? Is Red Rock? Do you need Red Rock? Do you need Jozus? Do you need like how many puddings are you gonna play? Like because the fish package is really good and the Akos Jimbe is insane, right? And also the deck has the pseudo, like once you hit 0 lives, you're dead. Like the deck kind of feels like if you put your opponent at 0, it is so unlikely they are gonna survive, right? Because like you have unblockable access. If you don't have unblockable, you can always play Jimbe, bounce it, and then pitch your whole hand, and then buff the Jimbe and swing really big, right? So it has a lot of. I think the deck is very cool, but I'm not sure how good it will be. I don't know what the matchups look like. I know that the 6K leaders are a bit on the harder side. I don't know how good the Ace matchup is, but it has potential for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. The deck is really strong. Like it has a lot of strong cards. I think maybe it needs to get one more support card or something. I don't know. But I also feel like it's a really technical deck to play because you do swing a lot, and if you're a like player that likes to play these decks like Rayleigh, like this deck that swing a lot and wants to do the numbers, and like okay, you have to read what your opponent has in hand, because if you're good at like kind of seeing what your opponent have, how much counter and not, then this deck becomes extremely more powerful, because then your like 6k swings can hurt like a truck and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
When
agree. I
you
think
want
the
to
deck
do
is
it.
really good. And also people saying about like the 7Ks into 6K leaders, sometimes they're very good, right? Because the moment you see that they don't have a 2K, then you take full advantage of it. So
Yeah.
it's harder against the deck that has a 2K every turn for free, like Ace. But yeah, I think the deck has potential.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree.
Same with the
Thank you.
next one. Same with the next one, honestly.
Yeah. I think Crocodile is the deck I have had. I'm like the least impressed of that I've seen. I think the deck is good, but I felt like the game plan is like kinda linear, and I feel like the height of the deck is to loop crocodiles later on, which is obviously not bad, but I just think it's of the like real leaders from OP14. I feel like it's the weakest of them. Like we're not talking about Law here now, but
I
yeah.
can see that. I can see that. I know people are very hyped about the leader, and I see do some very powerful things like the the Bone Clay into the 5 cost at the start, like when you go second, that tempo play is insane. Like going Bone, tapping anything they play and attacking into it is like insanely strong, right? But yeah, I don't know. I've played against it with GP and it felt really good. Like the matchup felt really good for GP. Against with RG Law, it felt all games felt close. I lost a game that I completely fumbled, and the other one I won. But the games feel close, you know. Like if they don't have multiple of the five Costa taps and rush into things, you can beat them. But the deck is good. I would not be surprised if it would top. Maybe it's not BDIF though. Like almost. Maybe it's on the top of can top.
Yeah.
Like I would not be surprised if it's there. Because I feel like the problem the deck has is that it doesn't have any other things it can do. Like it's so locked into what the idea, the concept of the leader is. It's very similar to Purple Doffy for me. It's like you know what they're gonna do. It's not like they can, like Mihawk, for example, could play 6-cost law, and with 6-cost law put something in play with 5-cost law, and with 5-cost law play a 3-drop, and all of a sudden now they have a white board because you didn't expect it, right? Because their deck doesn't restrict them in that way. But I feel like this Croc deck it's good, but it will always do the same thing, right? Like the best thing you can do is to play Bone Claim to the 5-cost, then on 6 play one of your 5-drops, and then on 7 play the Brobin, and on 8 just start playing Crocs one after another, and that's it, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that take. Like, it's a really cool design leader and like a take on a black deck that doesn't have like removal and just plays like tempo and use the cost minusing in a different way. And I think the deck needs some more support to kind of push it. Because the 5-drops are strong, like the Dash Bone and the blocker, but I feel like it needs something more, like a like I don't know.
Like the 5/6 don't turn feels like it's just there. You know?
Yeah.
Like not much is going on there. So I think if it gets a bit more help, the deck will be very good.
Yeah, like give it a good 6-drop or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. So yeah, I agree. It's a cool design leader, and I would not be surprised with like future support that the deck could be really good.
And I will try it for sure, but for now I don't have that much.
Yeah.
Like info on it, right? Yeah. Then Boa, I'll say. Let me say one thing about Boa. So I didn't play Boa, but I played against Boa a bit, and I feel like every time I do, and I see people play against the deck, I feel like it's one of those decks which at the start of the format, it's the best deck in the format by a mile. Like when you started playing this format, so when it comes out and you go to locals and you play Boa, you will beat everybody if you're good. Because it's one of those decks where if people don't know how to play around it, you just win on the spot. It's over, right? Like if they swing to you on 3 Dawn live and you trigger a Sisters, the game ended. You have won, right? But I think once people start understanding how the deck works, and you know the good players sit back and they don't attack your first life at the start, and you're very careful with when pushing, and realizing that it's okay to kill the board at the start sometimes, because taking a life is better than getting hit by the same character like 4 times if you just let it in play, depending on what deck you play. It gets worse. The deck is really powerful. Okay, so it will either be almost BDIF or best deck. I would put it on the best decks, to be honest.
Same.
But I think it's one of the it's on the lower side of the best decks once people have understood how to properly play around the leader.
Yeah, I can say for my case when playing Moria against it, like it was hard, but then it becomes gradually easier. Like how I understand like how you wanna do, how you wanna swing on board. Like sometimes I just go down to 0 with Moria and then I just kill her board, because once you kill the first body, the leader effect has to trigger even if you're at 0 life. At least that's how it's coded on the sim, so I assume it works like that, because a lot of other leaders with similar effects does that. And then you can like double heal later on and then like grind it out with Piranhas. But my take of the deck is I think it should be in the best decks because pure statistics say that the deck is really strong. But I heard it started really good against Emu, but now Emu player has figured out how to do it. And I heard from someone that like you have to get 5-drop Nami from EB to like beat Emu consistently and things like that. So I agree with you that it's when people get used how to play against it, then the deck is going to lose some of its power. But it is hard to play against because like the scenario shifts every turn, so you have to like play a lot of games into it to understand like when you swing, as I said, swing on the bodies and whatnot and things like that. And
that rail is so broken, man.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yes,
Trigger
popping
pops
something.
a 7 base is so broken.
Yeah.
But I think the deck is probably the best almost BDIF deck now, if I would have to make a guess. And it will be BDIF, like one of the best when EB03 comes out and they get the Nami 5 cost. But you can keep it at best decks. I think it has to be one of the best decks, right? Same with the next deck.
Yeah, people will scream at us otherwise. No, I'm just gonna say the thing with Boa too. It's the best worst deck I ever seen. Like the deck is just some cards piled up in a thing that like somehow works. Like you're playing like 4-cost Boa randomly for tempo, like looking at the cards, having a blocker, play a Kuma. You play like it's when I look at the deck, it shouldn't work, but it does. That's like the funny part about it.
It's like a pile of cards.
Yeah, exactly. That like randomly works because okay, if I hit face, I might spawn bodies, and if I hit board, I take life. So it's hard to start the deck because you play a lot of heal, and if you swing, and like I also think because when I play Moria against it, and if they don't hit a trigger first life, I'm like, okay, I'm insanely favored now. But if they hit like a trigger on the first 2 life, then it becomes like gradually harder.
And if it's a sisters, you just lose basically. Like that's how it feels like. If they trigger sisters on the first life, if you take the gamble and you get punished, the deck just flows so well. It's insane. Like, holy shit, that card is so broken.
Yeah, I also think a lot of the list now they play less triggers, but they play 8 of the stackers, like the Grandma Neon and two like the Hioris. So it's slightly more consistent in the way, like getting out a body at first life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think statistically wise, it has to be one of the best decks.
I agree.
Yeah.
Same
and then
with
we have
Mihawk, right?
Mihawk, yeah.
It's the new Bonnie. So like Bonnie died for the scenes of Mihawk, basically, right? Like I think Bonnie used to be the deck everybody hates. Well, still everybody hates. Sorry if you're a Bonnie player. But Mihawk is like the no.
Not
sorry,
sorry.
not sorry.
Yeah.
But Mihawk is the new Bonnie, like the new Shanks in the right. It's like the deck is a bit harder to play because you actually have to sequence like better than those decks. Like at least there is sequencing things. Like you have to remember how many dons you're leaving active, how many on top. Like we watched a game yesterday where he didn't attack with his leader, and then his character died, and then he realized that now there was only 7 rested cards. So when he played the event, that +4s, if you have 8, it was just +2, and he exactly lost because of it. And all he had to do was attack with the leader into a 10k body just to tap the leader so that there is another rested card, right? So I'm not saying it's a crazy play or something. What I'm saying is you have to think. It's not just slam your card, tap it with the leader, attack and pass, right? Like you actually have to think sequencing wise, but it's still a very low searcher tempo deck, which when it curves out is insanely powerful, probably the best deck in the format. But when it doesn't, it's atrocious. Like when you don't see the cards on curve, the deck is just big poo poo. So yeah.
The games when you play against it, they play no searcher, and then they go like, okay, Tashigi on 5, then they go Shanks on 7, then they go Mihawk, into Lobeppo, then you just wonder like, okay, what the fuck is this?
Why? It feels like you're playing against Shanks again, and they go Lakiru into like Yasop into 3 Rayleigh 8 cost in a row, and you're like, how? You know, it's like, but yeah, that's. I think I don't think we have to say too much. The deck is very good. I would not be surprised if it performs the best, because it's the most simple good deck. It's like
I think in my testing Moria is favored into it. if they don't insanely high roll you.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's I'm the Moria Cooper now. The more
No,
the
but
feel the more
also
card.
the fact that you instantly win all 4 life leaders that are slash also gives the deck a very big benefit, right? Like all these local heroes you see here, you're going to locals hoping you don't see Mihawks, basically. So yeah,
Exactly. This is the new villain.
yeah.
This is he owns the Brother U, the Council of the Brother U's. Bonnie has been degraded to the.
It would be more funny if the altar had the pocket knife,
Oh yeah,
like just to BM them. Because you are a slash leader, I only
yeah,
need this pocket knife. Yes, exactly.
yeah. So I did a little bit of sorting here because the video is getting quite long now. So I think we are going to skip through some leaders, just put them
Yeah.
in like local zero if they are, or maybe like can top. But I'm just going to put the emo in best deck. I think it still is best deck in the game. Like the thing with emu to me is that you play differently into different decks. Like if you starve, if you swing, how you do, etc. In my opinion. So once the emu players get to know the matchup of like Boa, Mihawk, More, even you could say, Croc, Jimbe, Doffy, then like the deck is obviously gonna get better. So I still think emu is best deck
Sure.
in format.
I don't have much info about it, but I would not be surprised if it's the best deck. Same
Yeah,
with Ace.
yeah.
I think those 2 decks are probably still the 2 best decks in the format.
Mhm.
The difference that Ace and Emo have, the problem I have with those 2 decks is they're very good at supporting each other.
Mhm.
Like there is very few decks that beat both Emu and Ace all the time, right? Like, so
I'm not
yeah,
all
I
the
saw
time.
I saw your
Yeah.
trolling, but like because the thing is they are very equal with each other, right? And
Mhm.
then one deck beats a lot of decks, and the other deck beats all the other decks that beat the other deck, right? So that's what I meant with like Zorosanji and with Green Yellow Law. Those
Mhm.
decks, like you can build them to destroy, to obliterate Emu,
Mhm.
but you just get dunked on by Ace,
Yeah.
right? And or Mihawk in this case. So I think these decks are supporting Emu a lot.
Mhm.
Where if Emu can beat Ace, Mihawk, Ace and Mihawk, and some of the other decks all the time, then those decks protect Emu from the decks that are good against Emu, right? So yeah. But I mean, there's
Yeah.
not much to say. They gain nothing. Emu just gained another +4 event because why not with an upside?
Yeah.
Ace got nothing, but deck needs nothing because I mean, it's
Yeah.
already insane. But they're still 2 best decks, probably the 2 best decks in the format.
Mhm. And I think if we are looking at a ban list, probably Emu is gonna see a. I mean, in my opinion, this is my opinion. I hope they ban the 7 cost stage. And for Ace, maybe like the 8 cost event. Maybe Emu gets too weak then, but that's just my opinion. Like overall.
I don't mind it. I think 4 cost Marco is also okay to ban.
Yeah.
I think the card is just an unreasonable card.
Mhm.
Um, but I would not be surprised if they just touch the 8 cost spell.
Mhm.
I think that it will slow down the deck a lot. You have to build it differently. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not
Because
surprised
I
if
feel
that would
like
be happen.
the worst games against Ace when I've been playing, I haven't played that much OP13 overall, but when I play now is when they go 8 cost event into 10 cost and then they just go another 10 cost next turn. And then they have like a wall that they just double block each turn. And you're like sitting there, okay, so if I swing like 8 block, 8, okay, leader 1k. Or like, and then they play like a Marco and like a Joe, so
Or
bounce on
or
me.
or they play Newgate and they become 8k leader, and now they have two 12k blockers, and now what?
Yeah, so you just like lose from
So
that point. So I feel like the tempo you gain from the card is too strong. But also I agree with Marco because I saw someone tweet about it that like aggro decks would be so much better against it if they didn't have the Marco because even if they can get new gates, you do a lot of swings.
yeah, with
Uh,
RG, the only games I lose is the ones they go double Marco at
mm-hmm.
the end, and I don't have the MG in hand, right? Like
Yeah.
that's how it feels because what happens is they will survive that turn 100%, and they will get their next turn with more cards in hand than before.
Mm-hmm.
right? It's like, it's so insane. The fact that
Mhm.
like I might have a board with 5-6Ks and they still untap with like more cards in hand than
Yeah,
before. Yeah. So,
yeah, that's crazy.
but yeah, I think the next two decks also are in the similar way. Like they got Roger.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't. Those two decks were very good, both of them, but we didn't get to see them ever being good because we didn't get the Roger promo in time
Mm-hmm.
for OP13. But yeah, they are just 8-9K leaders.
Mm-hmm.
By default, they just destroy all these slow decks. I would not be surprised if Boa and Moria and those decks are really good matchups. I would not be surprised. Because you just make a big 8K leader, 9K leader. You can red rock everything they play in the UP side.
Yeah. I just want to point out for Moria into UP. I think UP is a really good matchup for Moria. Like I
Okay,
have like insanely conversion, but I think Roger is a little bit harder because they become like a 9K leader and they like 7K. They can push and like be your whiteboard is, I don't know, it has like more life, so it's harder to like push them
yeah,
because they just gain more resources.
it's the
So
5 life, right? They can
yeah,
take
yeah,
some hits at the
exactly.
start and still, yeah,
Yeah, but if they don't find like like Rogers, like stacking Rogers or stacking Shankses, then it's a lot easier because you can easily swing 7Ks with the deck, but like having to swing 9s are really hard.
yeah.
But I think that the matchup is playable, and there's not that many Rogers in top ladder right now in the East, so I have to play the matchup more. But
But I
yeah,
don't think they are. I don't think they are almost PDIF. I think they are on the stage lower. Like they were that on the previous format with Roger,
mhm.
but we didn't get it. So I think now they're good.
Yeah, I mean, I think UP is here because it
Yeah,
won a
yeah.
regional in. Yeah, that's why I want to put both here. I don't know about Roger, but definitely Luffy should be here because I know it won a region or like a championship in Japan in OP14. So
And
the
it has
deck
a
is still
really
strong.
good matchup into Ace, right? And
Hmm.
that's a big upset. And I'm gonna assume it's also not bad against Mihawk, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. So let's get to the next leader here in RG Law. I'm just gonna do one thing, put it somewhere, that we move on to the next leader.
Uh, Sad.
Sad.
Bro,
This.
this leader came out, and I went in the chat and I said it's ass.
Mm-hmm.
And people told me, bro, what are you talking about? No, this effect is so good. And I was like, with what cards?
Yeah,
Because
but.
if you searched red supernovas, there were like 5
Mm-hmm.
cards. So I think it's one of those leaders where they did 2 things wrong. This effect would be good if there was a multicolor so that you have other options. And the fact that they made it supernova and minx, and then all the support, and heart pirates, and all the support is just supernova, while all the cards they print for the leader is almost all of them are non-supernovas. Like the Beppo is not supernova, the other are not supernova. Like I think the deck needs a lot of support, and I think for the deck to be good, the flip would have needed to be permanent, like until your next turn. So it's not broken because it will make your big thing a small thing, which they can now pop if they can, right? So, but it would at least make your small things not attack once and die always. So, yeah, that's the leader is just not good, and there's no support for it. I think there's nothing needed to be said about it. To be honest, it's just bad.
Yeah, I want to say the reason why people told you it was good was because they didn't want to hurt your feelings because it's a lol either.
Maybe I don't know. I think they didn't want to hurt their own feelings.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
We see that. Yeah, so we will move a little bit faster in some of these. Maybe we start to talk about them. But I think Yellow Bonnie is in can top. It's like a
Yeah.
decently strong leader. The Thriller Bark package is really good in the deck. I don't really have that much more to say about it.
The Nikos Boa is good. So,
But you can't play it in.
oh, never mind.
The Nikos
Ignore me,
Bonnie, you
chat.
mean? The Nikos Bonnie.
Nikos. Oh no, yeah, Bonnie. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said
yeah.
Boa.
Yeah.
No, the Nikos Bonnie is good.
Yeah, yeah. You meant the Bonnie,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah.
And then we have Sabo. I think Sabo is also like, he's okay deck.
Sure.
but it gets some cool cards. Like the EB03, you get the Koala, and you also get the promo, which is quite strong now. But yeah, I feel like this deck is like a dice roll merchant. Like you go first, and you're like, and you go
I would put him at
second.
locals. I would put him at locals, I think,
Okay.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we're gonna get some hate on that one,
Yeah.
but
No.
it's
I
okay.
would put it in can top. Skepas forced me. He DM'd me a picture of a knife, so I had to put it there. Yeah, and then we have Rayleigh. I think Rayleigh also goes here.
Yeah.
Sadly, it's a cool deck. We have RG Luffy. I think it's in can top.
I think it's better than all of the decks in the can top area.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. It doesn't get that much support. It gets some cards, but like the leader is very, very, very strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really good into like the offensive decks like Boa, Mihawk. How is your matchup with Moria? I'm assuming it's bad, right?
Against RG,
Yeah.
I think it has been quite fine actually when I played against it, because your tempo is really big, and once you get your like bigger drops later on, you start to swing like multiple really big swings. Like the deck has a hard time defending it, and a lot of the Luffy as a deck is like 5 drops and things like that, so you get value by your Perona. And I think the deck need to cut the 9-cost Zoro now, because like Mihawk, Doffy, or at least Mihawk and Crocodile and things like that. Maybe you still play it, but I haven't played against it too much. So I can't say, but I think it's not like as hard as you think, because you can still like pump a lot of like 7k swings, and
That makes
do
sense.
things like that. Yeah.
I think Rosie just an EB deck. We're just
Yeah.
this is EB03 waiting room.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's one of the decks I'm excited to play, to be honest.
I think post EB, I think it's in can top. Potentially, depending how the format is looking, it could go here even.
Yeah.
Because the tempo you get from this leader is really strong. And the list I've been trying, I've been playing a little bit less law cards and playing more like generally good cards, because you only really need to hit like your good law cards. You don't need like a full hand of laws. You just need like the good ones, so they can
the 7
replace
cost, the 8 cost, and the 6 cost, right? That's basically it.
Exactly. So like on Tendon, you can go Kuma, leader effect, and then play like the 6 drop, and that's kind of strong. Or you can go like the 4 drop blocker, go minus and play the 6 cost rusher, swing with that one. Like you have, I think the deck has like incredibly strong tempo, and you're also really well lined up into like Mars, because you can just protect your board with leader. So like it's really sticky. The new 6/8 blocker is like an insanely custom card for this deck. So I think this deck will have potential post EB.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And then we have the blue-purple Sanji here. I think it could be here, because the new card seems really busted in the deck. Like it gets 2 new cards in OP14, or maybe like the EB04, or maybe 3 new cards. And I've talked
like the 3 cost the spawns, right?
Yeah, exactly. That can spawn from trash too, which is really good, because then you can start to swing with them like earlier, because you can just reborn them and you have more ways to play them, and you also get like a new consistency card that is an event. So I think this deck, and I talked to Kurulsor-san, which is like Sanji Cooper #1, you could say, and he thinks the deck is like really strong with the support. So I wouldn't be surprised if it maybe moves higher up. And also your Sanjis are unkillable, right? Into Emu by effects, because they can just go -1. Yeah.
Yes, but they can attack into it with Skepas, right? So that's the issue.
You have to get the Nozuru sword when they put it out.
Yes, maybe I should. I have the lock there. Now I need the
Nozuru stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's a cool leader. I really like that they still give it support. Like I like the angle that they can support weaker leaders.
I think the concept is cool too. Like the whole spell deck. The first spell deck in the game. I like the concept. So.
Yeah, I like it a lot too. Then we have Sugar. I'm gonna put it here. I've seen it win some flagships. It does some really good things with the new Doffy card. Like the new pump event is really strong. The new Purple Monet is really good in the deck because you just play it out, you get to ramp one. And it's also like a sticky body that your opponent really can't remove because you get value from it. And also post EB, you get the new red sugar, and you also get the blocker Monet. So I think this deck actually is strong and probably a little bit underplayed and explored. But
Yep.
the biggest problem it has is that like your main late game drop outside of 8 drop Dofu is Shanks, and Shanks is not searchable in the deck. So I think if you had a way to consistently have Shanks in your hand, this deck would be so much better.
Can you not play 10 cost Doffy?
I think you can, but I don't think it's as fitting to the archetype. I think you really want Shanks in it as like a big drop for it.
Sure.
Then we have GY. Where do you want to put it?
I'll put that locals, honestly. I think the deck gets better, maybe a little, like, gets a bit better during if EB03 comes out. But I think it struggles. It's the same thing as I said at the beginning, right? It's a slash leader, so it struggles into Mihawk, and it doesn't get any support that, like, in this OP14 format, that makes it like come up. So it's like the same leader as it used to be. So it has the same strength. You can still build it to beat Imu, but like you can't build it to beat everything. You can decide what you want to beat. So I would just put it at locals.
Yeah, I agree. And then we have GP. This is your time to shine now.
Yeah, I think GP was definitely on the second tier at the least before they announced that they hate me. So they added Robin promo into the EB03 set because it's now being delayed by 4 months or something. Like the Robin promo coming out because it was supposed to be in the teens. That come out in like 5 days from now. But without the Robin, I think the deck is just can't top. I mean, the deck is good. Like you have pretty good matchup into Boa. I would think probably have a good matchup into Moria. Like all these aggro decks, you can build your deck to beat them very convincingly. Because the thing is, you don't give them a lot of time. Because like most decks, it's hard to starve a deck that's so offensively pressuring you. But a deck like GP, who can just set up 2 Rush Luffy's in play, like it can starve you all they want, because the moment you go down on cards, it doesn't matter if you're at 4 lives, you're dead. Like the moment I untap with like 2 Sanji Pudding in play, or like 1 Pudding and 2 Rush Luffy's, you're dead. Even if you're at 4 lives, you will still die, right? So I would just put it at can top on top of it. And yeah, when Robin comes out, I think the deck gets a lot better. But for now, it's just a good deck.
We should do a grudge match, Moria versus Luffy.
We can. I'll play 4 Lunas.
You can do that. That's fine. Like I get my big stuff, and then like okay, just pop my things. So that should be fine. Okay, local 0. You had your time to shine. Now make room for the for the real decks. I think Nami is probably like can top or like locals tier until we get EB. Once we get EB, I think it's in this tier.
What, for the Nami?
Yeah.
I think it's can top because then the girl comes out.
Oh,
the girl comes out in the pre-release of OP14.
Yeah.
So I'll put it somewhere there.
Yeah. But for you guys, post it should be here. Maybe even here, depending on like how the format is looking. Because the deck is like incredibly strong with Nami, Robin, and Rayleigh too. Yeah. So Kuzan, okay. Here we have an interesting leader that gets 2 support cards in OP14 that actually look really strong for the deck. In the new Izo and also in the Grandma. Yeah, you also get the event, I guess, which also seems alright. I think this one should be in the can top category.
Yeah.
For now. Because I feel like what the deck was missing was like a good early gameplay. Like playing Borsalino was like the only thing you did. And that card is not that great. At least not anymore. Maybe then it was like okay, having like a value blocker. But the 5 cost Izo is insanely strong. Like discard 2 cards. Your opponent has to discard, or like bot deck or discard 2 cards if they have. I think I'm just gonna put it up here to the side. If your opponent has 6 or more cards in hand, it plays 2 cards from hand in the bottom of your deck. And when it attacks with 1 down under it, you can trash a card to give something minus 2000 power. Like, that is like an insanely custom effect for Kuzan.
Yeah.
And also, the event I think is cool, because once Kuzan has like filled the board, then you have the event that can stun 2 cards. I think that also is like underrated, and I think the trigger is to bounce something that costs 5 or less. I'm gonna double check here. So I think Kuzan might get a lot better. I wouldn't be surprised even if it goes like even higher with new cards. But I haven't tested it, but I have played a little bit against it on the dev sim, and it seemed really strong then.
The cards look good.
Yeah.
But it is a very linear deck, right? So like it would either be good or not. I think like there is no in between, right? So
yeah, I was gonna say you also get Bluegrass, which is a 4/6. On play, plays up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 1 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. It's okay effect, but when attacking, draw a card and trash a card from your hand. So it essentially draw a card when attacking, which seems like kind of strong for that deck because it's like searchable and it's essentially like a Cavendish for Kuzan. Yeah. So for the next one, Green Zoro.
I'm curious to where you're gonna put this actually.
I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, I don't think that's true actually.
You don't think so?
No, I think people say that the Mihawk matchup is unplayable. I need to see it. I need to see it to believe it. Like, I would probably put it at can top. Like,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, like the ace matchup is still good. Nothing changed. You gained no cards, but I would go as far as say I would be surprised if these like aggro decks like Jinbe and those kind of decks are not good for Zoro.
Yeah.
Like or Doffy. I bet those matchups are good. So and if you like Ace got better too because now they're playing more Retrox. They have to like their deck is more greedy now because they have to become a bit more greedy. If the Mihawk matchup is really 0%, then I can see it being a locals hero, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah.
Like you can always swing like 15 into their shanks if they tap it to tap your thing, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, you just want to pump your serial Zoro stonks.
No,
I'm just kidding.
No, that's really what I think. I mean, I didn't say it's good. I didn't say it's good. But I think it's not as bad as people think it is. Like the leader effect is by default good, right? It has to be at least good enough.
Yeah. And we are like 1 hour and 10 minutes now in the video, so I'm just gonna do this like a speed run. I'm gonna put oh wait, this one maybe it's interesting to talk about. This one should be here. This one should be here. This one should be here. Or maybe this one you want to talk about. This one could be here because of the Thriller Bark stuff.
Yeah.
This one here, I'm playable into Emu still. Calgara, I don't know, maybe locals. Zanji locals. King, interesting with the new cards, but yeah, locals. Foxy we could talk a little bit about, but I think it's gonna end up here with the new support. Shanks finally here. Nice. I've been waiting for this day.
Lucci finally locals deck.
Yeah, probably with the new support maybe goes higher, but that's like OP15, right? So Moria here, probably one of the stronger locals here decks. Koala same, Uta same, even though it gets support. NL could be here actually. Cards. Okay, down to locals, here you go. BY same. I think Odin same, like higher up because the new card is really good. Like the Kikunoju, you can stand your leader and buff it 1k more, so your leader becomes 7k.
7k? Yeah.
Yeah, it's really strong. Smoker I think also goes here. I saw Rickmaster cooked with it, but I don't know.
I think the Smoker deck could be at the top. The thing that Smoker has is that the leader effect is so strong that there is too many things you can do. I think it's underexplored, but you can put it wherever. It's same. I think Carrot got better as well. Stitch is probably in the can top.
Yeah. Okay, and Lim probably can top too. Okay, we're gonna talk about Carrot because I've seen a lot of hype around this leader with the new card, and I have to tell you guys, now I'm gonna get the whole Carrot community after me in a 1v23 or something. So
I'm listening.
the new card that the deck gets is incredibly broken. Like, it's insane if you read at it. But the problem is that you have to play Carrot as a leader and your other 46 cards in your deck.
You mean the 6-cost carrot or?
No, the new 8 cost. Have you read it?
No.
Wait. Okay, we're gonna get Skepa's live reaction on the most broken.
I think I did
card.
read, but I don't remember. There is a 6-cost that pops a 5-cost rested,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm DMing you the thing here.
Okay.
So this is the card.
Oh, I've seen this card, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, like the
Yeah, like
card is.
this card is insane, and Low Beppo being a Minx card is one of the like saving grace of the deck.
Mhm.
I think the biggest issue is getting to that point.
Yeah,
Because
and
people are like, what if you restant two Low Beppos with this?
but you probably
Yes,
won
but the
then.
problem is how do you get to the point where you double Low Beppo and you're still alive?
Yeah.
And you're because like I feel like the deck is good at slowing things down against the aggro decks. So I would not be surprised if the deck is good against the aggro decks,
Mhm.
you know. But I just don't see how it will beat the very, very, very late game decks,
Mhm.
even if you can double Low Beppo. But
Yeah.
honestly, it sounds strong. I need to
Yeah.
try it
I mean,
because
I
it sounds
think
very strong.
I think it is in can top. Like, I think it should be here because the card is so good, and like it was a little bit of a joke that you have to play Carrot on 46, but like with a card like this, when you see something like this that is so obviously broken, like this card, like they have to have playtested it and put it as fine with doing this effect, because I think people will still say it's a strong card if it could stand one character and your leader, but like two, like it's so overloaded that something has to be up when they have been testing.
Yeah.
Because
Like
if
you
this,
get to that point and then it's irrelevant because
yeah,
you're
yeah,
already
yeah.
dead.
Because if this card is like giga broken and like format breaking things like that, the format is gonna suck. Because the card is this strong. But I don't think the rest of the package is.
I agree.
Yeah.
Like if it gets to the point where every game you go Low Beppo on 10, Low Beppo on 10, and then next turn you play this card and you win, then it's like it's so dumb, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think it will get to that point.
No. I agree. But yeah, the card is definitely strong, and maybe I'm super wrong here, and this one ends up in BDIF, and you can roast me all you want in the Discord groups or whatever. But I think it's you still playing Carrot. That's the issue.
It's still a 5-life leader that has a very slow effect, right? It's like it's not bad, but it's not amazing either.
Yeah. He's gonna rewrite a little bit there. So like the positions, I guess, on these are more final. These are just like whatever. They could be whatever.
Yeah.
On the list.
Like Croc could be the best of the can top decks, but yeah, something like this.
Yeah, it's like I heard from my community that Teach is good. Like some people are grinding it and like playing it in higher yellow.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this tier list will change quite a bit when EB03 comes out as well. So don't make sure to not. Oh, you're gonna do it like that? Yeah, take a screenshot. Do it like that and take a screenshot. And but when we come back for this tier list for EB03, I think it will look a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because then we are also gonna have more info on the OP14 format, which I don't have right now. This my opinion now. It's just intuition. I played like 10 games or 12 games of OP14. Okay.
Yeah.
So the next time you hear, and yours is just 500 games or more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
it's just me playing more.
Yeah. So give us a chance. The next time you hear from us, we will have way more info on the format. So.
Yeah. And then I will be pro and right. This is the king. No.
Then he will put it at the can top just next to Green Zoro.
It
next to Green Zoro.
Yeah, no. It can't be. Like I don't know if I'm full of coping with this one, but like I feel like I'm going insane when people put it at D tier in tier list and things like that, and I'm playing the deck and I'm like, this deck is strong. Like
let us know Let us know in chat if you want to see a series of me playing Upster with him being on Moria and I'm playing all the other decks in the format.
Do that. That would probably be good.
Yeah, that would be good. Like I spunk him
Yeah.
with every deck he
Ah.
put next to Moria. That would be a good. That would be a good good content. Let us know in the chat what you guys are interested in.
Thumbs down for that one. I'm gonna edit out this part. Just kidding. No, but yeah, this was it for this video, guys. For everyone who is still here, thanks a lot. We should do the old one, the 8% gang who watched the whole videos. Type 8% down below if you got this far in the video. And I'll make sure to give it a big heart in the comments. Yeah, thank you, Skepas, for coming on. You can feel free to shout out your socials.
Yeah, I mean, as always, just I'm Skepas G everywhere. If you search Skepas G on YouTube, Twitch, Metafy, you will find me. Just the one thing, because this is a new year coming, I will do a lot more content the upcoming year. I will try my best to do content to like, you know, do more videos, stuff like that, probably also with Upster. So if you're interested, please consider giving me a follow. As you see, this is, you can, like, as you saw the picture that Upster showed, this is basically you can now call Nos Skepas from now on. You know, I give you the pass.
Yeah.
So
it's an honorable title to have, George.
It is. So I am the coolest Gorosei, so
Yeah.
I don't mind. I don't mind.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, really excited for next year, especially with global release. And like, I'm in the mode now again to pump out content, as you might see on the channel, like almost daily uploads, because I enjoy the game again in a way. And before I end this, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a sneak peek on something releasing soon.
Ooh, yes. Show the back.
Yeah, the back.
Look at the
sexy
whale.
back. More
For
info
all the whales
is coming.
For all the whales in the chat, get ready.
Yeah, exactly. So with that said, thanks for watching the video, and I hope you have a crazy good New Year's Eve. Don't drink too much. Bye.
Bye.